Let me fix something for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let me fix something.
All right. You can quickly do that. Welcome everyone to the African Portal Radio TV International. Is coming to you live from Victoria here in South Africa. That is Lucky Dube all the way from South Africa. The music that you are listening to as we are stepping into this beautiful program on the African Portal Radio TV International. The posters already gone out and we received a lot of calls from different parts of the world regarding this program tonight. I want to welcome everyone joining us this night to this beautiful time in the studio with one of our very own in the studio that will be having the conversation together. Is one of the leader in Africa, in the world, in the rest part of the world, in no matter Asia, in Africa, in Central America, in England. Is one of the people that we respect so much, and everybody joining us kindly. Let's do it together. But firstly, let me welcome everyone to this broadcast this night. It's night here in Picture, South Africa. In South Africa, Duela, Ashe, Moloi, in the rest part of the world, northern part of Africa, and the central part of Africa. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shalom to everyone. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV International. Hello and bonjour to everyone all over the world. We greet and we salute you. We say welcome to the African Portal. This is a beautiful time on your radio. Once to media house where everyone happy. It's raw. It's a Royal Rumble show on the Portal Radio TV International. I have one of the very good that will be having this conversation together. Those of you that are just joining in, please share the positive drip, inspire idea, word spreading, inspiring idea, word spreading, inspiring idea what spreading is happening raw. Let me firstly take time to welcome my guest to the studio, the one of the greats, one in the studio with us, the extraordinary Nancy Beltijar, who is with me in the studio, and we'll be having this conversation together. Welcome to Africa. Welcome to the African Portal. How are you today?
Hello, Joshua. I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. I'm excited. I've been losing sleep over this. I can't wait to share a few minutes with you and your audience. And today is a great day to be above ground, my friend. Let's light up the podcast world, you and I.
Wow, wow. I'm so excited as well. I've been looking forward to this, and I'm so happy to have you on this broadcast this night. It's a great pleasure to have you in the studio. I just want to take time to introduce you to this beautiful African Portal Radio TV International. This is one-stop media house where everyone have a say. It's happening right here, right now on the African Portal Radio. I want to appreciate the good work that you are doing, and I want to say thank you for accepting my invitation to be on this broadcast. Firstly, let me allow you to introduce yourself to my listeners, who you are, where you are, and the position you hold in the society.
Well, Joshua, before I say anything, I need to let you, your audience, and the entire planet know that I, Nelson Beltijar, am nothing but a imperfect soldier for Christ. And if it wasn't for him, I would not be here today to share a few minutes with you and your audience. But now that you let me say that,
Hmm.
if you're allowing me to stay, I'd like to tell you, your audience, and the rest of the planet that I'm just one of those guys who was lucky enough to have wonderful, brave parents. My mom and my dad left their homeland, the Philippines, to take a chance on themselves, to come from there to Toronto, Canada, to create a better life for themselves and their unborn children, which was my sister and I. And because my mom and dad were brave enough to take a chance on themselves, my sister and I are able to live out our goals and dreams because of their brave sacrifice. And I need to say to them, I could not have gotten this far without you. My father just passed away
Hmm.
December on 2020, December 16th, 2020. We miss him dearly, but thanks for letting me give homage to my mom and dad because without them, I would not be the human being that I am today alongside my loving family, my sister, and here we are. We get to share a few minutes, you and I.
No, I'm so happy, and I'm so delighted to hear that. And before we out of this show as well, we're going to give a minute of respect to your great father that passed on few months back. We're going to give a minute of silence to also give a kudos to him for the great product that he left behind, and for the great contribution that he have invested in your life for you to become who you are today, to be a global voice, to be one of the great speaker that you use your voice and your life history to change the world. Everyone joining us, I will appreciate if you can share this program. Your comment is the petrol this show is going to be used. Please kindly share, like, comment, let it go viral. Nielsen, I want to say to you as well, invite friends in Philippines, in America, in Canada, in all over the world. Let them join this broadcast. I'm expecting a lot of people on this broadcast tonight because there's a lot of things that we are going to be discussing on this program. We are going to be trashing out many things. There are many things that we're going to bring into light tonight. So everyone joining us, I please to you to kindly join, share, like, comment. Let it go viral. Labos is the company that actually sponsored this program that we are doing. And we give kudos to Labos for everything you want to send across the globe. Labos is there. Call Labos on +277 3 580 5333. That is Labos. Thank you very much, everyone joining us. We really appreciate it as we are about to step into the business of today. Before I go into that, I want to give you opportunity to quickly let everyone know where you are currently. You already mentioned it, but I want to take you back to the line of history. How do you make it to be where you are? I know your parents leave Philippines to go to Canada to get a better life for you and your sister, but it's beyond that. It's more than that. Quickly take us through a kind of brief journey about your life, where you're coming from, and where you are now.
Well, sure, Joshua. Can I preface the answer with a little story as the backdrop?
That would be great. That would be great. It's welcome.
All right, thank you very much. But before I start, I just want to let you and your audience know that chances are there's nothing new that you're going to hear me say today. But maybe Joshua and I will have this conversation that'll tickle your ears and make these few minutes that we spent together memorable. And my story starts like
Indeed.
this. Ha. To anyone out there, I'm wondering if I want to ask you this question. Is there anyone out there that has ever had life hand you something that you didn't expect? If you answered yes, throw a heart in the comment section. You see, I was one of those guys that was lucky enough to climb that mountain of ambition and success, get to the top, enjoy the view for a while, only to come crashing down, spiraling down, losing everything that I'd ever worked for in a blink of an eye. Joshua, I was lucky enough to build a thriving physical therapy practice, thriving physical therapy practice that specialized in injury assessment, treatment, and rehabilitation. And I'll never forget this. It was May 2016. We were on the second floor of my studio loft, me and my medical team, and we were celebrating, clanging the champagne glasses, which were secretly filled with Diet Coke and ginger ale. clanging the champagne glasses, because we had reached this monumental goal. We were living the dream. We were on cloud nine. It was amazing. And then a week later, 168 hours from that specific joyous moment in time, I was shockingly diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
And I was forced to live. I was immediately forced to live in the hospital for supervision, evaluation, and chemotherapy treatments. And to add salt to the wound, I even lost my ability to walk as a secondary complication. And I became a prisoner of a wheelchair for the next 3 years. And the reason why I share this story with you is to show you and the world that adversity, this word, will attack you anytime it wants, regardless of your age, your gender, your status, your religion. And when it does appear, there will only be two outcomes. Either you will find a way to conquer it or you will crumble beneath it. And as crazy as that story might sound about me going into the hospital, that was the easy part. Lean in. Let me share this story with you. In 2016 and 2017, I was forced to live in five different hospitals. 5. And my very, very first cancer doctor, let's call him Dr. K. Dr. K gave up on me. And he told my family that I was terminal and that he and the hospital could do nothing for me. But the best thing they could do was admit me to the palliative care team to make sure that I would be comfortable and pain-free in my remaining days. And Joshua, when I heard this, it was a shock. It was like a sword had swept right through and cut me at the knees. And my life flashed before my eyes. But I promised myself at that specific moment in time, if I'm going to die, I'm going out in a bang, and I'm going to chase down one more undying goal. And the goal that I wanted to do before I left this planet was I wanted to write a blog. Yes, a blog. You know, people are wondering, why would you want to write a blog on your deathbed when you should be writing your goodbye letters? People who ask, this is my answer. At that moment in time, I had a 6-year-old nephew 2 nieces, one that was 5, one that was 3, 2 brand new born twins that were just born. And there was a chance that I knew that I wasn't going to get there was a chance that I knew that I wasn't going to get a chance to see them grow up. And that broke my heart. So I wrote this blog. I wrote this blog that housed my ideas, my thoughts, my dreams, conversations that I would like to have with them down the road. But because I thought I was on the way out, I created this blog so I could leave it behind for them, so I could still be a part of their lives after I had passed away. But you want to hear something funny? It looks like the joke's on me, because let's fast forward down to September 2018 now. 2018. One, my brand new cancer doctors. You see, I left Dr. K in the rearview mirror as fast as possible. My brand new cancer doctors at a different hospital did everything they could to save my life. And on September 28th, 2018, they miraculously stamped me cancer-free and told me to go live my life. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
And two,
wow.
That blog that you and I are talking about, that's gotten all this attention, which I was leaving behind specifically for my younger family members only, has trickled across the planet and accidentally developed a global readership, which was never the plan. It was never the plan, Joshua, never. And 3, an online community is walking alongside that blog. It's so humbling that people actually want to hear what I have to say. But it's like it's the joke's on me. But the reason I share all this story with you, it's not to brag. It's not to brag at all. It's to show you and your viewers that adversity introduced me to a more stronger, more resilient version of me. Adversity introduced me to the idea of not faltering, refusing to falter, but continue to fight. Adversity inspired one last undying goal for me to create that love-filled blog for my younger family members. Adversity even turned my brain on instead of turning it off in my perceived remaining days. You see, instead of lying in that hospital bed, waiting for the coffin to arrive, I used my remaining days to create this blog. And like I say, it's funny how life unfolds. I'm cancer-free. I get to stay. And there's so much more I'm going to share with you down the road in this podcast. But I'm here. I get to share a few minutes with you and your audience. And that's how I am, where I am today. I've accidentally become an empowerment and productivity coach. I've been labeled as Mr. Resilience only because I went through the fire of life, got through the other side, and was victorious. But it's so humbling how we have to go through the fires to give us credibility. But because I got sick, I promised myself that I will not let that sickness or illness go in vain. And I will share my story of the possibility of overcoming adversity. Will it be easy? Absolutely not. But it's possible. And I'm living proof.
Wow. Everyone joining us, I just want to say thank you for the pleasure of your time. Issa Rapudi, thank you very much. She can connect with that. Let me quickly read what Issa say. He say, I can relate. Let me just quickly put it on. I can relate to that. I was told at 7 years that I am left with 6 months to see the sun, but God made a testimony with my life. So there is a lot of people that's connected with this program tonight, which I know that you have a story that is more similar to what Nisa going through. Please, let's know about it. Thank you, sir, for that, to let us know. People listening to us, don't give up on yourself. You can hear that. This is the person at the age of 7. I was told at year 7, 7 years, that I'm left with 6 months. The person that is left with 6 months then is alive. She's doing well. She's one of the great voice in the Africa and the rest part of the world, and she's doing so well. And you at the same time you'll hear to the story of Nisin. Nisin just shared a story that the doctor actually gave up on him. So if listening to me, it doesn't matter who give up on you. It doesn't matter who walk out of you. It doesn't matter who write you off. It doesn't matter who say you cannot do it. All you need to do is focus, concentrate. You can do it. You can be whatever say you will be. Look at it. This is Nancy today. This is somebody that is diagnosed with cancer. But today is cancer free. Is living in his life. Is changing the world. Is making his life to impact other people's around, and is doing a great job in the Africa, in Asia, in Canada, in Australia, in North America, in South America, in Europe. Is a great voice that is speaking all around the world. And I want to congratulate you, Nielsen. And I want to say congratulations for you being coming out of that situation. It's a hopeless situation whereby you think all hope is gone. But here you are today, sharing your story with the rest part of the world. Everyone joining us, thank you for the pleasure of your time. I see a lot of people joining. Beverly Briggs, all the way from Caribbean. Thank you very much. To Netherlands and Tobago, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate that. Elsa is here in Pretoria, South Africa. Mary Bowman, I saw you as well from Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you very much. Keep sharing it. I'm expecting more comments. I'm not gonna stop this program until I got as many comments as possible. This program. Remember, we are in this together. I cannot do it alone. You have to join me. Let's celebrate this great man of our time. Nise Beltijar is with me in the studio that we're having this conversation. Nielsen, let's quickly go through some aspects. Let me give you what is coming on this program before we continue on this broadcast tonight. In some part of this broadcast, we will get to a level whereby we will be talking about your life, your experience, the challenges, the ups and downs, how you become a great voice. We'll be talking about that. Also, we'll be talking about your career, what you are doing, how you are using your voice to change the world. And at the same time, we'll get to a level of this program where we're going to take you to a higher level, where we'll be throwing some hard questions to you, where we'll be taking you through some hard avenue of this conversation to get from you and as well to empower the incoming generation. At the same time, we get to a level on this program where we celebrate your achievements, we celebrate the grace of God upon your life, and those are the things that is coming on. And we're gonna dance as well before we step out of this program. You're going to step into the African rhythm. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Joshua. Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so you're going to dance to African rhythm. We're going to celebrate. We're going to be happy. We're going to rejoice on the program. At the same time, we're going to have a beautiful conversation. So everyone joining us, watch out for another beautiful, lovely time on this broadcast tonight. Andre, welcome. Andre, I'm so delighted to have you here on this broadcast. Andre, you mastermind all this, and I want to say thank you for linking up to Nielsen. It's a great pleasure to have Nielsen in the studio with having this conversation. The positive drop, inspire idea, worth spreading. I love that and I like that quote. That is where I'm going to start for Nielsen. Why that quote and what's bring that out of you?
My website is thepositivedrip.com, thepositivedrip.com, inspiring ideas worth sharing. And what that inspired, I'm going to bring you back to as to how I came up with the idea of the word the positive drip. There's a friend of mine that I've had that I've known since kindergarten. His name is Jim Zias, since we were 5 years old. And we always used to tease each other that we are not going to let any negative stuff drip into our ears no matter what. So we're only going to allow positive drips to come into our brain. So for years, we would always just say, positive drip. Make sure we only have a positive drip. Keep the positive drip going. And that was a running joke between my friend and I. And the idea of marrying the words, inspiring ideas, the spread is the truth is every single human being on this planet has a story to tell. Our story has the ability to reach a person out there, one person who might be currently stuck in a hole and they don't know how to climb out of it. But that one person with an inspiring story or an inspiring idea can use the tools of the internet and technology right now to possibly find the solution to pull them out of whatever hole they're currently stuck in. And the positive drip is providing good information into our brains because thoughts become feelings, positive or negative. Positive or negative feelings display themselves in behavior. And then the behavior just reinforces our thoughts. So it's up to us. And it's exactly what you do with your show. We give positive information into people's brains to protect them from the negative drip that is going on around the world around them through the newspaper, through TV, through negative interactions and friendships and relationships and inspiring ideas. Every single person on the planet has a story worth sharing. And that's where this whole platform started. Every human being on this planet has greatness within them. And it's my job, just like yours, to help them pull it out of them.
Wow, wow. I love that. And I like the quotes and I like the mission behind that to make sure that everyone have a different story and everyone existing on earth have a story that no one can actually tell. I have a lot of people joining me. Thank you very much, Dr. Ade Jimmy Said, all the way from Nigeria. So much. Elsa Rapudi, thank you so much. My area brother said, go to school. But today, I will, okay, my area brother say, I will not. But today, I'm Dr. Fellow. You see, these are the testimony coming on this program. This is another testimony coming from Dr. Adejimi Said Ayuade, all the way from letting us know there is a time in his life that his brother, his big brother, tell him, "You're not gonna be able to go to school. You're not gonna successful. Education is not your way." But the same person is and I mean, he's a doctor, a fellow in his own right. So nobody can write you off except you yourself. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Keep it up talking about it. If you have anything similar to this, kindly to the comments space. Let's hear your own story. Absolutely, God gave us free voice to speak live and bless over our virtues, and I will claim what is rightful mine. That is coming from Elsa Rapodi. Thank you very much, Elsa. Keep it up. Keep sending those comments. I'm expecting a lot of comments on this broadcast tonight. Please, the more the comment, the more the show further. Thank you very much, Nelson. I'm so delighted to have you. Things is happening in the realm of the spirit. I'm feeling that we are breaking ground. I'm feeling that we are opening doors. I'm feeling like we are setting some people in the captive free. The darkness, the realm of the darkness, they were sharing the voice of the lions are really of life, and people are touching, and the voice is getting spoken now to change life, to turn life, to make people discover themselves, and to make people realize their mistake and set back to the right foot and right direction of life. Thank you, everyone, joining us. I appreciate it. I'm getting more inspiration. The more the comment is coming, the inspiration is coming. Thank you very much, everyone. Keep it up, keep sending those comments. We had a lot of value to this program tonight. Listen, you say something that I want us to talk about. There is so much negativities in the world. The news, what is happening around us. A lot of people are feeding their ears much negative news with so much negative things that can actually destroy ones. And you are advocate of people that is now proclaiming the positive information to change life, to make people discover themselves. Let me quickly take you back to what you mentioned earlier on when you are introduced. Journey so far for you to leave your country? I mean, your parents leave the country in Philippines to Canada, where you are right now. What can you tell us? What is the situation like in Asia in general, especially your country, your original country, which is, I mean, Philippines? What can you tell us about it? And what can you tell us about where you are now?
Well, you know what? I was born in Toronto, Canada, but I have had the
Yes.
luxury to fly back across the world to spend time with my family in my parents' homeland in the Philippines with my other cousins. And the one thing I can tell you before I answer that question, every person there is welcoming and loving. We may not have much, but it's enough to survive. And when I flew back to Canada, as my plane landed, as I was starting to land onto the airport, this epiphany came over me. And I realized, my gosh, my family back in the Philippines hardly has anything, but yet it's enough to get through life. And yet here I am about to land in Toronto, Canada. I have everything, but the attitude here, it's never enough. And when I had that epiphany, my brain and thoughts started to change and when I figured out what was important. Now, as far as what's going down there right now regarding COVID and lockdowns, I'm not really familiar with that. I just know that just like anywhere in the world, people are told to social distance, stay in their homes, and do everything they can to protect their health. And hopefully, sooner than later, everyone can go back to their lives. And that's the best way I can explain that question for you, Joshua.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Let's quickly talk about your journey so far. What happened to you make you to discover yourself? And now you become the voice that everybody can listen to and everybody can connect to. I have a lot of people testifying to what you are saying. What are the challenges that you actually meet in life that you can, before what happened, before they diagnose you, before they discover the sickness that you mentioned? What are the challenges that you face when you are growing up as a child in Toronto, where you are born?
Oh, geez, the one of the biggest challenges is that in Toronto, Canada, growing up, there weren't a lot of people that looked like me. There weren't a lot of people in my neighborhood that looked like me. And right away, because I looked different, people wouldn't know how to interact or even maybe want to come near me. But then once they realized that I bleed the same color red as them, I care about the same things they care about, I have common goals as they do, and together that we can reach these things. But then when I started to excel in life, they realized, oh my gosh, this little brown kid in Toronto might be onto something, and it's amazing how they grab onto your coattail. But but the bottom line was, in the beginning, I knew what it felt like to be different. Yet we're all the same. You take our color away, we bleed the same. Our tissues are the same. Our organs are the same. Our bones are the same. Everything's the
Indeed.
same. And because I know what that felt like, I want to make sure people around me know they belong when they're around me. When they're around me. And I'll spend the rest of my days providing an environment for people to grow so they can chase the greatest version of themselves and eventually bear fruits of their own. Sorry, Joshua.
Now you understand. I understand. Just be calm. I do understand that sometimes we can, and this is one of the greatest moments in life. You know, you get to a level where you are telling your story and you move to tears. That means that is touching, that is powerful, and that is real. So on the African Portal, we don't fake it. We make it raw. We show it. We tell it. We measure it, and we present it the way it is. This is a raw show. It's not being edited. It's not going through any editing. This is a raw. It's coming directly from the African Portal Radio TV. Just put yourself together.
I'm good, Joshua. Hey, Joshua, am I allowed to say the word God on your show?
Yes, you're allowed. You're allowed. This is a God ordained show. This is a God ordained show. There is no way we want to say anything without mentioning God, because the God is the owner of life. We cannot do anything without him. You are more than allowed to mention that.
Okay, with that being said, can I just share a story with you? And my question is this: is there anyone out there that has ever felt abandoned by God in their darkest moments? If there is, put a heart in the comment section.
Hmm.
And the reason why I ask this is, you know what, Joshua? I have never shared this
Hmm.
story on any podcast. Never. I'm going to share it with you and your viewers.
Hmm.
I'll repeat the question. Is there anyone out there who has ever felt that God has abandoned them? You know, remember how I told you I was living in those 5 different hospitals? I'm praying to my God, help me, save me. Why
Hmm.
did you put me in this situation? You know how I live my life. How could you put me here? Everybody said I was going to die. Everybody said I was going to die.
Hmm.
And I said, God, where are you? And I'll never forget this. It was a Friday night at 7:03 p.m. I was staring out the window of my hospital bed. And I said, God, where are you? Where are you? And I was having a rough day with the chemotherapy treatments, and it was a terrible day. But my day went from bad to worse, because then now my evening nurse was coming in, and my evening nurse, who was going to see me for the rest of the evening from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., was in a bad, foul mood. And I go, great. The next nurse who's going to have to take care of me is just going to be having a terrible evening. My night just went from bad to worse. As she was taking my vital signs, taking my blood pressure, no word of a lie. In this right ear, you're not going to believe what I heard. I heard a whisper that said,
Hmm.
ask her to pray for you. And I looked at the whisper and I said, what,
Wow.
are you crazy? No chance I'm asking this person to pray for me. So this nurse takes
Hmm.
my blood pressure. She says, I'll be back at 11 to give you your medicine. She comes back at 11 p.m. I have trouble swallowing the medicine. All the other nurses would give me ice cream to swallow my medicine because I couldn't swallow it. So I told her, I can't take the medicine. She goes, why? I will choke on it. So she goes, oh, you're making my night harder than it has to be. But I'll do the best I can to get you ice cream or jello so you can swallow it. And then as she's leaving, guess what I hear in my right ear again? Ask her to pray for you. Again, no chance. No chance.
Hmm.
She comes back with the jello. It helps me swallow the medication. 3 a.m. rolls around. And see, at that time, I can't walk. So I can't walk to the washroom. So I have to page the nurse to come with the urinal to come by my bed. And I have to stand up and pee into the urinal. So humbling, so humbling. So I paged the nursing station and I'm going, please, please, please don't send that nurse. Send anyone else but that nurse. But guess who shows up, Joshua?
Hmm.
That nurse.
Same
She
lady.
comes in. She goes, what do you want? I said, I have to go to the washroom. I have to pee. Well, what does that have to do with me? I said, I can't walk. I can't walk. Can you please give me the urinal so I can pee? So she comes, gives me the urinal. I stand up. I'm in a very humble position. And then guess what whispers into my ear again? Ask her to
Tell her
pray
to
for
pray
you.
for you.
Ask her to
Hmm.
pray for you. So finally I said, fine. So here I am standing there by the side of my bed, peeing into the urinal as she's holding the bottle. And I say, look, you don't know me. We're strangers. This is going to sound silly. You've read my chart. You see I'm going to die. Can you pray for me? And at
Hmm.
that moment, at that very moment, her demeanor went from stern and she just changed and she just lit up. And then I finished what I
Hmm.
had to do. She says, Come lie down on the bed, baby. She lies me down on the bed. She puts her right hand on my forehead. She puts her left hand on my feet. And she prays, in the name of Jesus, heal this young man. Heal this young man.
Wow.
Do not take him away from this planet. He has more to do. Heal him. Heal him. She prays for me. She leaves. 3 a.m. She goes, my shift ends at 7 a.m. I'll be back to check on you. I wake up at 6:35 a.m. and I realize,
God.
that's my message, God. You have been with me the whole time. And you let me know by letting me hear it from the most non-expecting human being to give me that message. He had tested my faith. You know that line saying, faith untested can't be trusted? He had tested my faith 3 times. Ask her to pray for you. Ask her to pray for you. Ask her to pray for you. And I finally did. And look what she did. And you know, till this day, I never saw that nurse again, ever. And I'm wondering if she was my angel, if God did send her to me. Like I said, it was a very bumpy evening. But then the second I asked her to pray for me, she softened up and completely changed and prayed over me in Jesus' name. Heal this young man. He has more to do on this earth. And you know what? Maybe from her voice, from her lips to God's ear, they have a specific connection, because here I am today. And my gosh, here I am with you. You are letting me speak to Africa. Because of Andrea Mason, America's #1 accountability coach, AndreaMasons.com, we get a chance to infect the planet with this story. And I've never shared this story before, ever. And I honestly feel the Spirit is leading me to share this on your platform. And I want to thank you for this.
No, Nisil, thank you very much. This is a beautiful story, and this is what God actually put this together for us to do. You know, let me take you to a kind of story about the African altar. This is a divine arrangement from heaven. God ordained it. Everything that you are seeing here is not been written anywhere. It's not been written anywhere. It's not been practiced. As a matter of fact, I have a very busy day. I get to the studio late. I got to the studio exactly 9 o'clock. That is why we're 5 minutes late before we get. But one thing is that immediately I sit down, he's the master, he's the owner of the show. I've never said this to anyone. God is the owner of this show. He's the one speaking in us. I don't know anything to say. Everything that I will say, he whistles to my ear. Okay, say this. Ask him this. Take this step. Do it this way. Play this music. Ask this question. Tell him this. Tell him that. And everyone that is connecting to this program, you are not a mistake. You are a divine arrangement for times such as this. God knows you, and God knows why He put African Portal together for you to tell your story, for your life to inspire someone's life out there, for somebody to see light. Our mission is not to impress. Our mission is not to boast. Our mission is not to be arrogant. Our mission is to bring hope to the hopeless. Our mission is to deliver those in bondage. Our mission is to give life that doesn't have life. Our mission is to make sure we direct people back to God. And we will never miss, and we will never let anybody see us as important. Only God that is important in our life. He's the owner of this show. He's the one in the front of this battle. He's the one we've been coming. We have lived the battle of God from all days of our life. Ancient sword is going ahead of our life. So we are not here. It's not here. We've been here. We've been at the front wall of God. Joshua has said, Lord, let the moon stay and let the sun stay till I have the victory over these people. The Bible recorded that Joshua prayed. Joshua didn't pray at that moment. Joshua asked. He asked God. He said, God, let the moon stay. Let the sun stay. Don't let the two come together until I have victory over these people. We are the Joshua of this generation. And the voice you are hearing is a voice of Joshua from the Asians to bring solution to the problem of everyone on earth and to give you hope no matter what you are going through. That is not end of your life. You cannot end in that problem. Your life will not end in that problem. There is a hope for your future. This night that is now, the day is coming. The Bible says, even though suffering, sorrow, problem, unhappy can last for a night, but one thing come in the morning, joy come in the morning. May the joy of God fill your home, your heart. Everyone listening to this program, I command joy of God over your life, over your destiny, over your business, over that area of your life that you are facing challenges, over disappointment, over everything that's making you cry. I command peace of God to reign over your life. Thank you, Nisa, for sharing that on this platform. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Everyone joining us, keep sharing it. Keep sending your comments. Somebody send a comment through, connecting with what you are saying. Beverly said there is a time in her life that she feels that God is not there. No, let me tell you, anytime you are feeling that way, it's a trick of devil. Devil will tell you God is not exist. There's no such thing. He just want to mislead you. God is there. If you want to God is there, you close your eyes. When you close your eyes, sleep, a deep sleep. Tell me what you know when you sleep. You don't know anything. You are far gone. But it's the power of God that bring you back to life. Each and every time you sleep, you're actually dead. It's the power of God that bring you back to life. Do you know how many die in the year 2021? That you are still standing? That is the proof that God is faithful. So everyone joining us, I celebrate every one of you. This is the African Portal Radio TV International, where everyone has a say. Nielsen, let's quickly go to the business of the day. Let me quickly take you through the journey of the question that I have for you. Our time is running very fast. We're already 47 minutes, 37 seconds on this program. Who inspire you? What inspire you? And where do you derive your inspiration?
Oh, that's an easy question. Very, very easy question. Like I said, my father just passed away December 16th, 2020. My dad, Mr. Gregorio
Hmm,
Beltijar, was a man who came from humble beginnings, who weathered every single storm that life threw at him, never once complained, made excuses, or condemned anyone, and always found a way to overcome the adversities of life. And I watched him do that. And I watched him go from zero to hero. And he is my
hmm,
role model. And now that he's not here, I take it upon myself to keep that legacy alive for me and the people that are around me. Because of him, he was living
hmm.
proof that dreams can come true. And I saw it firsthand.
Wow.
And for someone to tell me dreams can't come true, there's no chance I'm going to listen to that person when I got a chance to see it firsthand right in front of my eyes. My father, Mr. Gregorio Beltijar, is the man who inspired me to become the man who I am today, along with my loving mother, my loving mother. My dad was a retired mechanical engineer, very meticulous in his work. My mom was a registered nurse. She was retired. She loved people, and I am a product of their union. Work hard, work smart, work till it's
Hmm,
done, and love everyone along the journey.
hmm. Work hard, work smart, work until it's done. I like that. I like that. I like that. So those three things go to that pari passu. You work smart, you work hard, you work until it's done. If you don't get anything out of this program, that is another lesson for you. Work smart, work hard, work until it's done. I love that. Okay, I hear what you say. I mean, the people that inspires you are your parents, are your loving mother, and your dad. Okay, let's look at it. What is disappointment means to you?
Oh gosh. Disappointment, this is what disappointment means to me, is when I see somebody steal the dream away from somebody else. Whenever I
Hmm.
witness somebody's dreams being crushed by an external force, that disappoints me, breaks my heart, and makes me want to stand up and say, hey, sit down, let me take care of this. I'll handle this beast. And in the end, one of us is right, one of us is going to be wrong. There's nothing more heartbreaking and disappointing for me is to see someone who has a dream only to have someone come and douse out the flames. That's what breaks my heart the
Hmm.
most, because we all have our own
Hmm.
personal,
Hmm.
unique greatness in us. Everybody is different, and it's up to us to find out what that is. And you know this line: if a fish were to be judged by its ability to climb a tree, that fish would think it's stupid and useless. Just like every
Hmm.
human being on this planet has its own unique skills, and it's up to us as their global brothers and sisters to help them find it so they can be a productive citizen. Why? To eventually just make this world a better place.
Wow, wow. I love that. Okay, what drive you? That's question 7. What drive you or what keep you going?
Because of the sacrifice that my parents took to come here, leave everything behind they had ever worked for, their professional life, to come here and start at the bottom, to give me and my sister a chance, how dare I not take advantage of that chance? And every morning I wake up and I say, God, thank you for giving me another day to live. Let me do the best I can to fulfill your will with the gifts you've given me. Protect me, my friends, and family from all danger, sickness, and evil. And let's go to work. And that's basically what drives me.
Okay, great. Have you ever in your life having a head-to-head with your parents about the career path you want to choose? Have you ever having any head-to-head argument of what career you want to choose or who you want to be? Have you ever have such experience in the journey so far?
Yeah, what a great question, man. My dad is an engineer. So when you're an engineer, you're very meticulous, specific. Um, Everything has to be perfect, no room for error. And then my mom was a registered nurse who just loves, helps people heal. So you have two different personalities. My dad wanted me to be some kind of computer science person. My mom wanted to me be in the healthcare. So what I decided to do, you know what my solution was at that time, Joshua? I was 18 years old when I had that dilemma. You know what I did? You know what I chose?
Hmm, hmm,
I chose to move out. I left the nest. I got my own apartment and tried to figure out what direction I wanted to go. And then I
hmm,
realized that I loved working with people. I loved creating something from nothing. And then I said, let's find a way to get paid doing that. And then that's how I evolved. You know, I've worked as a sport and activity camp and leadership program for youths and young adults. I've ran my own sport and activity leadership camps. And then for that, like I said, I progressed to a physical therapist, which is in charge of working with patients, helping them go through different stages of rehab back to full functional ability. And I'm also, like we said, a life coach now. And I specialize with youths and young adults where I help bridge the gap between the awkwardness and uncertainty of adolescence on one end and personally productive adulthood on the other. Hopefully entertainingly sharing information that traditional school forgot to teach us. And then on the backside of that coin, I'm also a business coach for health, wellness, and life coaches. I help them fill their calendar with qualified appointments. Why? So they can generate income and hopefully find a way to buy their life and free time back as they professionally serve their global brothers and sisters. So if you look at what I do, take all the titles away. I'm just a coach. A coach is someone who listens to someone, asks them where they want to get to, asks them what their difficulties are, and then sits with them and help them get to where they want to get to. And that's all I do. Forget the titles. I'm a coach. But even if you want to throw the word coach out the window, Joshua, I'm just a dreamer with my head whose head is forever in the clouds and who's foolish enough to believe in the impossible. And maybe that's why I went through my trial and tribulation, and maybe that was my test to prove to myself that, you know what, okay, you know what, maybe I am ready to chase the impossible, because now I have the faith that has even grown deeper. Roots have even grown deeper, and I'm stronger after all of that has happened to me and where I am today, regardless of the fact that I have left my physical therapy profession behind, and now I'm a life coach and executive coach, which is fine. I'm okay with it. I think I'm honestly exactly where I am supposed to be today, functioning in the world, exactly where I am.
Wow, wow. I like that. Andre say connect with Nielsen from my heart to your ear. Get results, not excuse, not judge. I can attest. I love that. Thank you very much, Andre, for that. Really appreciate it. Wow, everyone joining us. I'm enjoying myself on this program and I'm having a nice time on this program. Let's quickly look at the journey so far and some of the things that I think is very important to life. What are the greatest failure that you can record it in your life?
Pardon me, the greatest failure,
Failure, yes,
the greatest failure.
that you can record. Hmm.
Okay, that is an easy answer. Easy answer. My greatest failure in life. Okay, first of all, the more you spend time with me, you will realize that there are a lot of things that I am no good at. But my biggest failure is that I am a terrible cook. I cook just to eat. I don't cook to enjoy taste. Eating is a function. I am a terrible cook, and you want to get me as far as away from the kitchen as possible. I'm a great eater, but my biggest failure is a cook. And hopefully one day before my last breath, I will learn how to pick up some skills in the kitchen. That is my that is
Wow,
one of the
wow.
things that is one of the things that I am just
Hmm,
useless and terrible at. And like I said, you hang around me long
hmm,
enough, you'll find out there's a lot of things I'm no good at. But the things that I am good at, I double down
hmm.
on them and I squeeze the most I can out of those skills.
Wow, wow. Let me take you through this. What is success means to you? What is the definition of success personally?
Okay, well, let's see. Before I got sick, Joshua, I was foolish, and to me, success meant status and it meant material things and it meant position in the world according to your peers. And I'll say right now, boy, that version of me was an idiot. And then once I've made it through the
Hmm,
fire, and that now I have a second chance at life with this extra time, my definition of success now is my ability to successfully fulfill my earthly mission. And my earthly mission that I've given myself, like I said,
hmm,
is to water the seeds of the souls around me so that way they can strive and grow into the greatest version of themselves and eventually bear fruits of their own.
hmm,
I am nothing but one big watering
hmm.
can, watering the seeds. Why? Because I know what it's like to not have the hope when you feel the hope is gone. But I also know that it's possible. Adversity is something you and I and every single person on the planet cannot escape, but it's possible to overcome it. Will it be easy? Absolutely not, but it's possible. And if you don't know how to do it, find and reach out to someone who has crossed that bridge successfully before you. And I promise you, if you bother that person enough, they'll reach their hand out to you and say, okay, come on, kid, I'll show you how to do this. But you got to be brave enough to ask.
Wow, wow, wow. That is beautiful. That's beautiful. Everyone, thank you for the pleasure of your time. We already 1 hour 50 seconds on this program, and it's worth it. It doesn't look as if that we spend 1 hour. It's like we are just 10 minutes on this program, but we already exhaust 1 hour exactly on this program. But we are about to round up. Before we step out of this program, let's quickly go through some of the certain things that are necessary to life, and the coming generation can also learn from Nielsen. Nielsen, you mentioned something about you and your parents having a challenges about your career, where you want to choose your career. Can you still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I
beautiful.
can.
So how do you resolve that with your parents? After when you step out of the house, you choose your own path, you do your own thing. How do you resolve that with your parents? Tell us a bit about it. And how did your parents feel about it? At the end of the day, when they see you, they cannot actually make you be who they want you to be. How do you resolve that?
You want to know how I did that?
I really want to know.
I came home and I told them what I decided to do. And all they said to me was, whatever you decided to do, just make sure you do your best at it. Don't do anything less than that. Become the best. But, see, see, my father had a car. I knew he had a car, but I noticed that he always had these car magazines and he always earmarked a certain kind of car. And I asked my mom secretly, why does dad keep having these auto magazines and why does he keep marking this specific car? And he goes, oh, that's his dream car. And I said, really? Okay. So I kept that in the back of my mind, right? And again, I've been on my own since 18. So I come back years later, and then my dad, I'm in the healthcare system, and you know what? I think I did the right thing, and I know you probably wanted me to go this way instead of that way, but I want you to know that I made the right choice. And to prove it to you, I want you to go to the garage. This is from me.
Wow. Wow.
Tell all your friends at
So the
work.
dream,
You tell all your
wow, the
friends at
dream
work.
car.
Yeah, you
So
tell
you've
all
asked
your
him to
friends at
go
work.
and pick you asked him to go and pick up one of his dream car in the garage.
Yes, because I knew what it was,
Wow.
and we got it.
Mm.
And then when he wasn't there,
Wow.
we brought it, and he found it, and he was in shock. And I just said, I think I picked the right job. I think I picked the right career. I'm happy. I'm making a difference. Everything's working, and this is my way for saying thank you. That other car, let's get rid of it. I want to say thank you for. I just want to say thank you for everything you ever did for me. And I was lucky enough to
Mm.
get a chance to do it. I know I
Mm.
sound really extreme, but this is who I am, and that's why I'm so foolish enough to believe in the impossible. People would always tell me, no, don't, won't, can't. Who do you think you are? And I said, I don't know who I am. Let's see how this story unfolds. The future is not yet written. Let me
Mm.
write it. Life is always easy when you look at it backwards,
Wow.
but we have to live it forward.
Hmm. Mm. Wow. Hmm. 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 Powerful one. Can you say that again? Say that again.
Pardon me? Joshua?
I want you to repeat the statement you just said now. Can you please
Okay.
repeat that statement again? What you just said now.
Sure. Sure. Life is always easy when you look at it backwards. When you look at it from the end of your time, looking back at how life has unfolded to where you are now when you had to leave. Life is always easy when you look at it backwards, but unfortunately, we have to live it forward. Life is always easy when you look at it backwards, but unfortunately, we have to live it forwards. But then again, that's where that line
Wow.
comes. Faith untested can't be trusted.
That is powerful. Andre, thank you for that information. Please go to the positivedrip.com for an amazing beginning towards achieving your dreams. You will not be disappointed. Thank you, everyone, joining us. That is another aspect of this program. Please join us. Go to the positivedrip.com.
Oh, Joshua, can I just say one last thing before we go?
We have not gone yet. We are still here. Why are you in a hurry?
Oh, okay. No,
The program is just
no,
started.
I thought we were wrapping up. That's it. It's just
No, we are not.
oh my gosh. Okay, let's have a great time. The program has just started.
I still have a lot to take from you. We're still gonna exactly. We're still gonna dance on this program tonight. We're still gonna dance. We're still gonna have a lovely time. Thank you, Mason. Thank you very much for that. Life is forward, indeed. Okay, let's quickly go to the aspect of this program. As a coach, I want to give you a very tough question and a very tricky one. You are a coach and you have opportunity to come and coach someone that's actually involved in a car accident. And in the car accident, he lost his wife, he lost the four kids, and at the same time, he lost his legs. He cannot walk again, and he cannot have any child again. What will you do to coach such person? And what kind of words are you going to tell that person? And how are you going to coach the person successfully?
You know what? This is not a hypothetical question. This happened in real life, but not to the point where they lost their legs. They were just stuck in a wheelchair. They lost their family in an accident while they were on vacation, and he just happened to survive. And I told him, I said, look, I know it hurts. It hurts, man. But you get to live. You get to live. And I promise you, I will walk alongside you and we will live a life and we will fulfill the hopes, dreams, and wishes of your late wife and your two young daughters. Why? Because they are watching us until we see them again. And that's how we did it.
Amazing. So you are connected with that. You have seen something happening like that before. Glory to God.
Yeah.
Glory to God. Everyone joining us, I want to appreciate you. This is a very beautiful moment. You know, I tell you, the questions, whatever that is happening on this program is a divine, it's coming from above. And I don't know that you have such experience with someone before. The God just told me to ask that question, and it's so accurate. Thank you very much, everyone joining us. Before we go into aspects whereby we're going to have some step, so that it's Friday night and weekend began from now. Everyone joining us, they need to enjoy their weekend. Remember, it's Friday. So before we go into that, what can you tell the people listening to you, most especially incoming generation? I want you to encourage someone out there that is going through a lot of things in life, going through challenges, or going through some disappointment. I want you to encourage them. And I want you to speak to the incoming generation about choosing career, about how to be themselves, and about how to discover themselves. I give you 4 minutes to do that. I'll put you on the spotlight when I'm stepping down The floor is for you. I'm stepping down. I'm putting you on the spotlight. Quickly do that. Go ahead.
Okay. For you young youths, teens, and young adults out there on the other end of the camera, for those of you that have ever felt lost, insignificant, inadequate, invisible, scared, unseen, unheard, unsure, I know you're out there. Why? Because I felt the same way once. And for those of you who are always finding yourself at a fork in the road, not knowing whether to go right or left, ask yourself, where is it you would like to actually end up? Ask yourself, where would you like to end up? And then find somebody who has successfully got there and connect with them and ask them. Because I promise you, anyone that has ever struggled, anyone that has ever had to fight and climb and conquer adversity and then eventually claim victory will share their story with you. Why? Because you were brave enough to ask. And that's how I did it. Period. I'm no genius. I just found the people who were where I wanted to go. And I made sure I surrounded myself with people at my ambition level or above. Surround yourself with people at your ambition level or above. My friends, youth, teens, young adults, it's possible. There is greatness within you, but it's going to take work. It's going to take work. But believe it or not, there are people out there that are willing to give you their hand and help you win. You just have to be brave enough to grab on because they're out there. They're out there. And if you can't find somebody, visit www.thepositivedrip.com and send me an email at thepositivedrip@hotmail.com. And perhaps I can help you start climbing and conquering your mountains, your perceived mountains of perceived can'ts and paralyzing impossibilities, because it's possible. It is possible. Is that 4 minutes, Joshua? Oh, I got more time? I'll take more time. Again, for those of you, like I said, if you're just unsure, you just have to realize you got to protect your attitude because negative stuff is all over the world. And the way I protected myself was I would read books. I would read 10 to 15 minutes from a positive mental attitude book. I would infect my brain with hope and possibility and tools that could help me grow as a human being personally and professionally. Two, if you're not a big reader, I totally get it. You could watch a video or a DVD or an audio podcast or a video of information that can help uplift and esteem you, that'll make you feel worthy of success. And it's time, and through tools like that, you can erase stinking thinking. And three, always surround yourself with people that truly want to see you win and that are willing to help you win. And lastly, four, accept the fact that what has happened in the past has happened. There's no erasing it. But take the responsibility of writing the future days of your life story. That's my best advice that I can give to you youths out there, because believe it or not, I was a teenager once, and man, there are tons of forks in the roads, and I know exactly how you feel. But I'll say it again, it's possible to find victory. Claim your greatness. It's possible. I think that's all I got to say, Joshua. Was that 4 minutes? Anyways, if I got more time, I just want to say that I just want to say that hope, the word hope, the way I've broken down the word hope, HOPE, hanging on persistently every day. That's what hope is. Write that down and you look at it every day.
Hanging on, hanging off persistently every day. Please write it down. Get something out of it.
On persistently every day.
Wow. That is another one coming from him. So please keep that in mind as well. Everyone joining us, I really appreciate the time. And I want to say thank you very much for joining us this hour. I really, really appreciate it and say thank you very much for joining us. Before I let you go, I have one or two questions that I want us to quickly look into before we step out of this program. Will you leave what you are doing now, currently, and choose another career?
You know what, Joshua? If I
Hmm.
left what I'm doing now, chances are another form of coaching will find me. Because I honestly believe that I did not
Hmm.
pick my profession. I honestly believe that the vocation of coaching was probably flying around the planet and decided to throw itself into me. And that's why I am where I am today. You know, I like to think I made the choices, but I honestly believe that this profession picked me to say, hey, you, Nelson Beltijar, I need you to do this. But before you do, let me put you through trial and tribulation, hell and high water to make sure you're the right guy.
Wow. Lovely, lovely. I love that. I love that. I love that. What is the leadership skill that you think you possessed that actually make you stand out?
We live in a very cynical, selfish, self centered, me world. And people who are leaders that are, I don't want to offend anybody, but that are egotistical, self centered, and full of themselves, they pride themselves on having all these followers. And I'm sure they worked hard to get that. But in my mind, the greatest quality of the greatest leaders on the planet are those leaders that have the ability to put their ego aside and create leaders around them, which eventually will surpass them. En route to surpassing them, these new leaders will be exhausted, but they're okay with their students surpassing them. The purpose of a great leader is creating other great leaders, not standing over
Hmm.
and lording over their followers. But that is just my opinion, and I'm only one person on the planet.
Wow, 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 wow. What is the most important thing in your life and what value does it bring into your life? That is the last question for the day.
Joshua, you know what, Joshua? Forgive me, I didn't hear the question.
Okay, the question, let me go back to the question again. What is the most important thing in life and what value does it bring into your life? The most important thing in your life and what value did that the most important things bring into your life?
Okay, when I was living in those hospitals, when I was living in those 5 different hospitals, surrounded by death and sickness 24/7, I got my greatest life lesson. And it's like the sky opened up and a major epiphany came while I was lying in that hospital. And I realized, oh my gosh, the biggest lie, the biggest lie that we've all been led to believe, me included, is that we all have time and an unlimited amount of some
Hmm.
days and a long list of I'll do it later opportunities. But that is wrong because no man or woman knows the day or the hour of their last breath. And it's up to us to make sure that the distractions in life don't win. We all have distractions. I have tons of distractions. Do not let the distractions win. So that way you can focus on chasing down your personal check marks. So that way, when you do end up passing away, you can die empty. That way, you don't bring any unfinished earthly business with you to the grave, like my dad did. One line that my dad always drove into our brain when we were kids was refuse to put off what you can do today for an unguaranteed tomorrow. And the fact that I
Hmm.
realize now, time, time, that we have time, we can do it later, we can do it someday, is the greatest lie we've all been led to believe. Refuse to put off what you can do today for an unguaranteed tomorrow. And take it from a guy who was almost untimely ushered off this planet.
Wow. Wow, that is a lovely, beautiful one from you. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everyone that is joining us. I really appreciate having this conversation with this grace of our time. By the grace of God, I will be getting to the end of this program right now. But before we go, I hope if I call on you again to be on the African Portal, you would love to be here.
Absolutely. Yes,
Will you?
Joshua. That would be my pleasure. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Before before I let you go, let me give you an opportunity. Tell people more how they can connect to you on the social media. This is a marketing aspect of it. We are selling your product. This is time for you to showcase yourself to the rest part of the world. This is a pay for and is an advertisement you are not paying for. So it's an advertisement that is very important and you need to let people know. Tell people about your business, your life, your journey, life coach, and everything that people need to know, where they can get in connection with you on the social media, on other platforms. Give it out, your website, and everything. I give you 3 minutes to do that as we are stepping out of this program.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you so much, Joshua. But before I get into that information, I want to go back a little bit to the beginning of the show. Remember how I told you that I was a prisoner of a wheelchair for 3 years? Remember that?
Yes,
And it was
yes,
my
yes, we do.
goal and dream to eventually graduate from that wheelchair. And the year 2018, that entire year was spent learning to walk again. And I was my goal to graduate from that wheelchair to a walker to 2 canes to 1 cane, and eventually hopefully run and trot again by the end of 2022. But you want to hear something amazing? On January 3rd, I took my cane and I put it in the closet forever, forever, because I am now walking upright on my own alongside all my friends and family once again as of January 3rd, 2021. And I had a goal to run by December 31st, 2021. But you want to hear something amazing and exciting? On June the 1st, with the help of my accountability coach, AndreaMasons.com, I was able to run down the street because she made me accountable and said, why wait till December 31st, 2021? Aim for June 1st.
You can
And
do
I
it
said,
now.
aim for June 1st. And then I heard my dad ring in my ear, refuse to put off what you can do today for an unguaranteed tomorrow. And last week, 3 days ago, on June the 1st, I ran down the street. But I need to tell everybody that I am a product of every single friendship, interaction, relationship, good or bad, that I've ever had, because I did not get to where I am all by myself. And lastly, thank you for allowing me to share my information. For those of you out there that are looking to get to that next place of personal achievement but don't know how to get there, I invite you to reach out to me today at www.thepositivedrip.com. And like I said earlier, together, we'll start to climb and eventually conquer your perceived mountains of can'ts and paralyzing impossibilities. You can find me at www.thepositivedrip.com or email me at thepositivedrip@hotmail.com. And Joshua, before you let me go, there's something I really need to say. I am done talking about myself, man. And I want to applaud you, my brother, for using your life and precious time to make a difference, to inspire your global brothers and sisters to believe that it's possible to win in life, and giving them hope, teaching them that it's important to hang on persistently every day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. To God be the glory because He gave us the power and energy. He's the owner of our life, that we are alive. We are alive for God. And even if we are for God, so we are alive. We are alive for Him. And we will always be here because we carry the ancient spirit and the ancient power in us that is working in us. Greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world. And that is one speaking in us. So to God be the glory for every grace He have done in our life. A lot of people have helped you in the journey so far. I want to give you this opportunity to shout out to them in 1 minute to say thank you to everyone that have contributed just in 1 minute. Not everybody, but just few that you can remember.
Okay, this is one person I really need to thank. When I was writing thepositivedrip.com, I'm terrible technically. And I was terrified to write my very, very first blog post. Terrified, terrified, because I was afraid that people were going to read it, judge it, critique it. And I'm not a writer, and I'm a very private person. So I was writing my very, very first blog post, very first blog post. And I'll never forget this. I was at my laptop and I was looking at it. I was hemming and hawing. Oh gosh, do I send it? Do I press send? Do I press send? So 30 minutes go by, an hour goes by, an hour and I think 15 minutes go by. I'm still sitting at that laptop. I haven't moved an inch. Remember, I told you I had that 6-year-old nephew? My 6-year-old nephew, his name is
Mm.
Awesome Austin. Awesome Austin walks up to me and says, Uncle Nelson, what's wrong? And I told him I'm having trouble uploading my blog, my very first blog. And he looks at me and he goes, it's easy. All you have to do is press send. And through the eyes of a 6-year-old child, that 6-year-old boy took his 6-year-old finger, leaned over my laptop, and pressed the send button. And when he pressed it, I was like this. No, Austin, no. And in a blink of an eye, the positive drip entered cyberspace. So it's an accident this thing ever
Wow.
even happened. If it wasn't for Awesome Austin, I'd still be probably sitting there today, uh, 4 years later, decide whether I'm going to press send or not. Actually, Joshua, Austin just walked into the room. Can I have him say hi to you?
Definitely let him do those. Wow. Love to
Hello.
see you here, man. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Welcome to Africa. Welcome to African Porter. You are the one that actually makes it happen. So, what do you have for the word? Just a word to the
I'm his
word.
proofreader for all the articles that's up on the Positive Drip.
And you could also see me on
Wow.
some of the videos on the Positive Chip channel.
You can also see me in some of the videos on our the Positive Drip YouTube channel.
Wow, 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 wow. Thanks for the pleasure. I really appreciate it. God bless you. You are doing great. Keep it up. You are the future of our life. And you are already starting well. You will end well. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast tonight. Thanks to everyone. And Nielsen, thank you very much for bringing him on board us this broadcast tonight. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right, so everyone, thank you very much for the pleasure of this celebrating everyone joining us. This is the end to this broadcast for tonight. I just want to say thank you very much, everyone that have joined us, everyone that been part of this. This is another great woman of our time, Mrs. Victoria Ajayi Oshoba, joining us from Victoria here in South Africa. Thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, joining us. This is Nelson Beltijar, live on Portal Radio TV, all the way from Canada, originally from Philippines, but living on in Canada. Plays so well for himself, born in Toronto, Canada. I appreciate your time. I cannot thank you enough, but you are the one that make this show possible tonight. And to Andre Mason, thank you very much for making this possible. We really appreciate it. Keep watching the African Porter. Keep talking about it. Keep shining. Keep smiling. Keep watching. Keep doing what you are doing if it's good. If it's bad, change. Don't do that again. Good. Keep doing it. God bless you. See you again by the grace of God. We have another program coming up tomorrow that is going to be a lovely time. Thank you very much. Thank you, young one. I mean, little one. Thank you for the pressure of your time. I celebrate you. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye from you. Thank you
Okay,
very
Austin.
much. Appreciate.
Joshua, Joshua, thank
Thank
you for his ears must have been burning. He probably heard us talking about him.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a beautiful, lovely time, and I really celebrate you. And I want to say thank you for coming out to be part of this show tonight. You are doing a job, and definitely the African Porter and your organization, we will have a kind of collaboration where we'll be promoting what you are doing on our platform, and we will be giving you also the platform also to write on. Whatever God have laid in your mind, in your heart to support this vision, it's worth supporting because we can do more than this. If we have a mega studio, we can broadcast 24 hours. If you want to support that, it's you're welcome. It will be the glory to the mankind and to God. Thank you very much. God didn't send us to individual. God sent us to the humanity. We are here for humanity to set the captive free and to give joy to those that often have joy, to give hope to those that's hopeless. Thank you very much. Dr. Said, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This will be the end to everyone. Thank you so much. Keep watching. It's time to dance. Are you ready to dance? It's Friday night, everyone. We need to dance. We need to step into the mood. So let's keep the dancing. Let's keep laughing. Let's keep celebrating. It's Friday night on the African Portal Radio. Okay, see you again by the grace of God. Nielsen, before I let you go, kindly, quickly let people know you and sign out on this program before we start dancing up.
I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen in Africa, thank you for letting me be a part of your day. Till we meet again. Till next time.
Thank you very much. That is beautiful from you. Keep it up, keep shining, keep talking about it, keep doing what you are doing. We really appreciate it. Let's get some music online. I mean, let's get it done, let's dance, let's celebrate, let's enjoy the beautiful moments of this time, and let's have a beautiful celebration in the studio. The music is on. We're just getting it on in the studio. Everyone joining us, thank you very much. We are getting the music ready for us to dance. It's Friday night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be good and do good. God bless you. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you very much for the pleasure of your time. Keep watching the African Porter. Keep talking about it. Keep building the shining light. Keep doing the great thing you are doing. God bless you. Dance to this is coming all the way from Africa to you. It's a beautiful song from Lucky Dube. Please, everyone, let's dance to it. Enjoy the music and God bless you. This is Lucky Dube, all the way from South Africa. To everyone, is goodbye. We'll see you again tomorrow. Join us on our program tomorrow by the grace of God. It's going to be a lovely time. Enjoy the music, dance to it. This is Lucky Dube. May his soul rest in peace. One of the great African citizens. We celebrate him. Please dance to this song. We'll see you again tomorrow by the grace of God. Bye from here. When every man will be equal in the eye.